Really stressful. I don't like this as one take.
That's all right. It's all very good.
We'll do the little clips, then it will get chopped up and stuff like that, but the YouTube is just one take normally. Don't forget that means you have to hold the microphone close to your mouth and you talk as well.
Yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome back to our podcast from Matthew Douglas Limited. Don't know what I was going to say then, so I was all gone. I have to start again. That was rubbish.
I don't think
I'm not used to doing this. You always do it.
Oh, you're the one interviewing her.
Yeah.
Do you want to interview me instead?
Well, do you want me to interview her instead? Do you want to
Yeah,
see
you
it?
do it. Yeah.
Right, welcome back to the Beyond the Boardroom podcast with Matthew Douglas. This week we are joined not by one of the team, but by Alice Pescott Frost. Now, you might have seen her brothers Tom and Ollie, or Dad Matt, but Alice, you went a little different route than the RFA route. Do you mind giving us a bit of an insight into kind of your world?
Yeah, so I'm an event singer, but I'm based in London and Suffolk and Essex. And yeah, I guess I'm like the creative child. I never did the finance side of it.
But
yeah.
More music than maths.
Exactly, was never very good at that. More music based.
And so, Alice, obviously, some people might be wondering kind of where the crossover is, or kind of maybe why you're here today on the podcast. Do you want to give a little bit of light onto what that might be?
Yeah, okay, so we basically have started up a partnership called Fund Me a Singer. And I basically started singing in care homes. I was originally worked in a care home, realised they had really no funding for any of it. So I started singing in the care homes and then did weddings and everything. But I kind of always liked doing the care homes more. So we decided that it would be nice if we kind of partnered up and tried to do it for the local community, I guess.
Yeah, and when you were working in the care homes, and obviously you've gone around and you start singing in them already as well, like you mentioned, what are the kind of reactions that you get? Is it mainly from staff? Is it residents? Is it a little bit of both? What's kind of the driver behind it?
So when I'm singing to them, I've had some very unusual experiences in all of the care homes, but I've always really enjoyed it because obviously you do get the responses from the staff, which is lovely, always. But it is amazing because a lot of the care homes that I've gone into dementia wards as well, and all that sort of thing. I've had some really interesting sort of experiences with them in particular, purely because a lot of music is very beneficial to people with dementia. It brings back memories that sort of talking wouldn't necessarily bring back. I think, I've always just really enjoyed particularly working with people with dementia for that reason, really.
And is one of those things, so when you're going in, is there a type of music that you're tending to do?
Yeah, so I have a background in musical theatre. I went to university for it. So I do a lot of musical theatre, but I get sort of requests for classical and sort of opera as well. But I also do jazz as well, kind of whatever pays me. But I mainly do sort of classical and musical theatre and well-known musical theatre because it's often the thing that triggers memories from people that have obviously got dementia, or to be honest, any of the people that are in the sort of care homes and retirement homes.
Okay, so it's kind of it's more appealing to them than saying this is what's current. You're going back to actually this is what was current for them when they were growing up, or when they have it kind of imprinted these memories. So it's like show tunes,
yeah,
kind of but classics.
Yeah, exactly. It's obviously it's very different when I'm singing at weddings and everything. It's completely different repertoire, to be honest.
Slightly different feeling.
But yeah, mainly, to be honest, I do a lot of sort of relaxation. I'm not trying to get. Some people that are doing the care homes are trying to get the party started, and they do a very different vibe, and they want to do the old classics that get them up on their feet and stuff. That's kind of not really the way I go down it. I quite like doing the sort of relaxation and sort of chilled out. It's nice.
And so obviously this has kind of come about from discussions with yourself, Matt, myself, kind of looking at actually where can we be offering this kind of campaign as such. And I know you mentioned that you're looking at kind of bringing this in across kind of East Anglia. Is there a kind of a rough idea of how many of these kind of Fund Me a Singer events that you're looking to do in anywhere in particular?
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of basing it on the demand, really. But I think per year we're thinking of maybe 15 to 20 different places which might want it. And then if it's a way bigger scale, then we'll probably carry it on. But for this first year, we're kind of aiming it towards 15 to 20 different ones.
And if someone wants to get involved, not just obviously the care homes themselves. Obviously, it's not just care homes; it's also assisted living facilities and those kind of places.
Charities as well.
Charities as well. I know the team down at St Helena Hospice, or people that someone we've spoken to, and a few other ones locally to Hadley. So, if someone wants to get involved, what do they need to do?
You can either find me on my website, which is obviously www.alicepescottfrostevents.com. Or you can find me on social medias, and you can just send me a DM on them as well. My Instagram is just Alice_Pescott Frost, and there's no R in Pescott.
You've had that so many times.
Yeah, all the time.
No, okay, that's brilliant. So I know from our side, obviously it was brilliant when you kind of came to us and said, look, I'm going into these care homes, I'm seeing all these people, it would be great to have a partner in this. So is it just going to be you going in, or how's the setup going to be?
So I've actually roped in one of my friends who's a pianist. So they did musical theatre as well, and they will probably be doing, hopefully, sort of backing vocals as well. But they're a pianist, and they obviously have a passion for musical theatre as well, because obviously they did the degree with me. Yeah. So it'll be both of us two together with a piano and a microphone, and just hoping for the best.
Oh, no, that's great. I think it makes such a difference whether it's live, and I know obviously a lot of the time you have a backing track or a speaker and stuff like that, but actually having kind of live piano and that aspect of it, I think it kind of resonates more sometimes with people, especially maybe if people grew up playing the piano themselves or they've seen it, and you can see the physical keys being played, you can feel the kind of the emotion into it as well. And I know we talked about this, obviously it's as much for the carers, the families, as it is for the residents. Yeah. What's the thing that you're kind of looking forward to or hoping that will kind of come from it?
To be honest, I just love the idea of doing sort of something that includes every single person. We're trying to do, we're specialising in sort of musical theatre purely because we're going to do the biggest hits. It's like the show tunes. It's going to be a night at the musicals, that sort of thing. Because we kind of wanted it to tailor to all different age groups, and I think it's quite nice being able to get someone who's maybe in the facility but also their whole entire family can come along and it still be accessible and something that they all enjoy. So it's like I can't think of a single person that wouldn't know something from a musical. Everyone's going to know something.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I think as well, I know we talked about obviously this as being a partnership between Alice Pescott Frost Events and Matthew Douglas, but I know there's also a keen kind of involvement of trying to get other businesses involved in it as well. Obviously, if we're going across East Anglia with this, I know you've mentioned there's lots of care homes that you've reached out to in kind of Felixstowe, Woodbridge, up to Walborough Way, obviously across to Colchester and beyond. Yeah. There are loads of businesses there that might want to support it as well. What kind of things could they be looking at supporting? How can they help?
Well, I think when it comes to other businesses, we already have the funding for the actual, like, doing the events, but sort of, I don't know, like the funding of, there could be little things like the marketing, just getting the name out there and trying to put it out to their clients. You can also come and do,
I think maybe kind of around some of the actual event itself. So maybe if we can have some drinks or some food or some nibbles, stuff like that, something that they can help kind of make
funding
it more
smaller.
And actually be there a presence on the night. And just help, like you say, awareness is a big thing. If you're local, you want to support your local care homes. Obviously, they've gone through such a tough time recently. Yeah. COVID and everything between, and actually the carers themselves have been absolute superstars. Yeah. So actually having something that they can help out and maybe even offer with donations and support, that would go down a long way, I presume. Yeah. It
is literally just the sort of basics of it. Obviously, when we have said to the care homes, we've kind of said all we need is a space, and then everything else is kind of optional. I've done a similar sort of thing at a particular care home in Colchester called Frida Gunton Lodge, and we did a night of the musicals, and that's kind of what sparked the idea, because they put on sort of nibbles, but that kind of comes out of their own pockets. So it would be amazing if people could kind of contribute and be like, oh, we'll fund the champagne, or they'll fund the nibbles, because it would just be something that the care homes don't have to worry about.
Okay, no, well, if there's anyone there that I'm looking down the camera now, if there's anyone that would be interested in getting supported, I know in the not so distant future there'll be kind of a list coming out of the dates and the venues. So expect a DM from me in your LinkedIn if I know you already. If not, then reach out to myself, reach out to Alice or Matthew. We'd love to work with you to help kind of bring more joy. I think it's the biggest thing. It's trying to, in a world of darkness right now, and everything is doom and gloom, and you turn on the news and it's never good. It's always something's gone terribly wrong. Giving a night of respite. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to go and relax, listen to some singing, have a glass of bubbles, have some nibbles, go and spend some time with my family, especially for people who maybe are worried that they have limited experiences left with loved ones.
Yeah.
Having something like that you can all kind of bond around is really, really key.
Yeah, it's all about sort of accessibility and kind of coming to the source of the people.
Yeah, because it's very hard for people when you get into... I know I've had this over Christmas with a relative of mine who's in her 90s, and it's so hard to get them to feel included because everything is tailored around being mobile. And if you lose that mobility, then you feel like you're cut off from the outside world. So having the outside world come to you can be a massive changer for them in a term of personality, joy, empathy, everything in between that comes with music.
Yeah, this is the issue, is the fact that there is no accessibility to these care homes. That's why they have to fund it themselves, because they can't bring everyone out to a performance sort of like at the local pantomime, because a lot of the people can't access it. This is another thing that I am very, very passionate about, is I offer a sort of... It's a broad term where I say I go into the care home and sing to a group, but I also offer an extra sort of half an hour where I will go into the rooms of people specifically, so the people that can't come to the big room or are stuck in their rooms have a chance, because that is another issue, is the fact that there's always about 20 people that can come, but there's also another 30 people that can't get into the bigger rooms.
Yeah, that might be bedbound.
Exactly.
Other things going on, and as I say, you can't always see what's going on.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's one of those things, and also people might not feel comfortable. So actually having that is really wonderful. So we really look forward to kind of kicking this off. I think we're hoping the first concert will probably be April time.
Yeah.
So kind of in the spring. Who knows? It might even be outdoors. Who knows?
Yes,
If it starts
yeah.
to get warmer in the summer, and who knows? We get towards Christmas, it might get even a Christmassy theme.
Yes, it depends on the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Autumnal, I don't really know how to do that one. So we'll figure that out as we get along. But Alice, thank you so much for coming on, talking more about it. I know we'll be putting more details about the Fund Me a Singer campaign on the Matthew Douglas website.
Yes.
Like Alice said as well, if you need anything from her or you're interested in booking Alice for events, you do weddings, parties,
Anything.
cool social things, literally anything you need a singer, hilarious gags with your friends. I'm sure she's up for those kind of things as well. So make sure you go and visit Alice's website or her social medias. Again, for us, if you need us, we're on matthewdouglas.co.uk, or you're very welcome to give us a call on 01473 927 072. Now, Alice, we always ask a couple of questions at the end. Obviously, these are normally more finance themed, but I'll generalise it more.
Okay.
So, these came from Andrew DeGroot, who you know quite well.
Yes.
First question was kind of, what's one thing that you're looking forward to this year?
Getting this started, to be honest. I'm actually very excited to kind of just start this off, because it's kind of come from nothing. And it's just going to be nice to be able to work with one of my friends and go back to all the places that were originally sort of booked me, and also more people. I just think it's really cute.
Now, obviously, I normally ask a question about kind of finance and ask people like, what's one thing they knew more about finance when they were at school. But obviously, you're more of a musical person yourself.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing that you think is kind of a common misconception when it comes to musical theatre?
That actors and people get paid loads. We do not get paid loads.
I can see Matt is behind the camera just nodding violently. Going, yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, there is a misconception. It's like people think on the West End that everyone's getting paid loads. We are not getting paid loads. So, yeah, I think that's the main misconception.
And then one last question is, what was kind of your highlight for last year?
My highlight from last year. I had a really cool experience, and this is, again, another care home. I was singing in a care home, and there was a lady who has been non-verbal for years, and she had very far along dementia. And I was singing, and all of a sudden everyone heard this voice in the background, and all of a sudden the carers were like, "We've never heard her speak before." And I was like, "What?" I was halfway through a song at this point. They're like, "Yeah, we've never heard a noise come out of her mouth." I was like, "What?" And she'd been there for like a few years, and they'd never heard anything come out of her mouth. But clearly just I think it was something like "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" from Evita, which is such a rogue song. And all of a sudden she started singing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." That was impressive. That was cool. That was very cool.
That's cool. I thought you were going to say it was "I Like to Move It" by Madagascar musical. I was expecting it in the background.
No, it was so random.
Slightly more thoughtful and thought-provoking. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So again, I think that just kind of proves the power of music, though.
Yeah.
It kind of cuts through a lot of layers that
Yeah.
might have historically been in place, and like so you never quite know someone until you kind of listen to music through their ears as well.
Yeah,
I think it's
I agree.
quite nice taste. And obviously, in a world so divided right now, it's very nice that music can sometimes bring us all together.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Alice, thank you so much for coming on. If you need anything, like I said, visit Alice's socials. We'll be putting this out at the end of this month, so keep an eye out for that. And like I said, any businesses, once we have that list, expect a message from me. But as always, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And we will see you on the next episode of the Beyond the Boardroom podcast, which will be for the tax year end.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.